And joining us now with the Progressive Agriculture Foundation, our good friend Jana Davidson is with us for our May safety update. Jana, great to talk with you. How are you again?
I'm doing great, Jesse. How is it May already? End
I don't know. I
of
honestly do not know how it is May already, but we are working through spring quickly and summer is near, and that really leads us into our topic for this month. I know a lot of farmers are busy with delayed planting right now, but if they get to the summer months, they might have a little more family time. They might be out on the water, maybe out on the boat for this summer, and that really brings us to the importance of life jackets for not only for adults but for our children as well. So, talk to me a little bit about this. I know this is part of the blog and the update for this month, Jana.
Yeah, so we are now approaching the Memorial Day holiday, which is always the unofficial start to summer. So we're going to be heading to the lakes, to the rivers, to oceans on some family vacations, and boating is probably going to be a big activity. So if we look back at some past statistics that were put out by the National Marine Manufacturers Association, they reported that in 2020 alone, more than 100 million Americans participated in boating activities. So that's quite a few. And there were nearly 12 million boats that were registered that year. So it is a popular activity. I know our good friend Bernard Jeske, who just recently retired, he's going to be enjoying some more fun on his boat this summer. So it's just, yeah, it's naturally what folks are going to want to do with the warmer weather. So, but with all that excitement, with all that fun around the water, there are some sobering statistics here, and there are several thousands that get injured and killed annually because of these activities. And, unfortunately, many times it was because, safety just wasn't at the forefront. So I think some of the statistics that I had shared with you were that, and this was from the recreational boating statistics, that
Mhm.
75% of fatal boating accident victims drowned, and only 80, and of those, 86% were not wearing a life jacket. So that really puts things in perspective, how important it is to have that life jacket. We'll talk a little bit here about the proper fit, caring for that, and then just making sure, like Bernard used to always say, put it on first. We think, oh, it's there in case we need it, but really, as soon as we step foot on that boat, we should really be putting it on.
Definitely. Well, and I think about this as well. Another point you shared in the column for the month is that when you're getting a life jacket for a child, don't get one that you expect them to grow into. I mean, it should fit snug, because if they're growing into it, it's not going to do much good if they could slip right out of it.
You're exactly right. I'm a mom. Many of us parents, we think we'll buy something, our kids will grow into it. It'll be next summer, the following summer. But just, with life jackets and really all personal protective equipment, you really need to have the right size. There is not one size fits all. It needs to fit snug. Life jackets, you want to also make sure everything's working on the life jacket, because they can sit around for a while, or maybe it's something that your older children used and now you're gonna you think it's time for the little one now to fit into. Maybe those snaps and the fastens just aren't working, or they're broken. It's time to replace them. Let's not take any chances there. And the other big thing when we're looking for a life jacket is really to look and make sure it is United States Coast Guard approved. So a lot of them will have a label on the inside that you can check for. And it's also good to take into account what type of boating activity you're doing, because that also plays a role in the life jacket that you'll want to get. Are you just going to be out on the boat, or are you going to be doing some additional activities that might require different types of protection? So you want to keep that in mind as well.
Well, I know with life jackets, it's one of the many things that the Progressive Agriculture Foundation covers during a safety day. So, talk about that a little bit. How do you incorporate life jackets into a safety day?
Definitely, it's really fun. Some of the ways that we can do that. So one activity that we do involves oranges. So we can either use a lot of times we'll use the halos. They make really good ones, and we will take it and we will take the peel off. And you'll want to do this so You're keeping the peel kind of intact. You're not going to peel it off like we would a normal orange. We want to keep it fully intact. And we show what happens when you remove that peel. We say that's almost like removing your life jacket. And if you put them in water, you'll notice that the one that has the peel on, if you leave an orange intact, it's going to float. The one when you take the peel off, it is going to sink to the bottom. And so what we can do is we can take that peel, we can put it back on that orange, fasten it with maybe some duct tape or something similar, and then you're going to see it float again. So it really shows you the value of having that life jacket on. That's a very good teachable moment. Kids like to see things, they're visual learners, and that's a really great way. It's something folks could do right at home to teach their children the importance. The other one that I really like that we do is we do a mock boat. Sometimes we may bring a boat to a safety day and have the children sit on there. Again, we never put them in water, but it could be just sitting there. Maybe we'll put a blue tarp out and some chairs, and it'll resemble us being out on the water. And then what we'll do is we'll put various types of life jackets, different personal flotation devices. Maybe it's the arm floaties. Maybe again, it's those life jackets that aren't in the best of shape. That maybe that we've cut off the fasteners, or they're not up to par. Maybe they're a lot smaller or larger than the sizes of the children. And then there might be a few that are ideal. And what happens is we're just going along and, oh no, we have severe weather, the boat's rocking, we have to get our life jacket on. And you can even take a spray bottle, spray the kids a little bit. They love that, especially when it's a hot day. And they reach under there and they're like, what do we have? Like some kids are putting arm floaties on, some kids are trying to put the life jackets on. You can time them. And after, just maybe 30 to 60 seconds, you see how the kids did. And maybe if you're lucky, one or two children will have that life jacket on correctly. And then, the children will argue, well, we didn't have enough time, or, we didn't know what was under our seat. And it really reinforces, hey, you don't have enough time when an emergency situation happens. So you have to be ready. And the best thing is, again, to have that life jacket on before you step on that boat and make sure it fits you properly.
Well, I know it's one of the many great topics that you guys cover during a safety day. And if folks want to learn more about safety days, maybe send their children to a local one or put on their own event, I know they could do that, and they could still register to have an event here during 2022, can't they, Jana?
You're exactly right. I was mentioning earlier when we were chatting, normally when we would have an interview this time of year, we were encouraging folks to apply for the following year, so 2023. But the way we've changed, the way we've adapted since the COVID pandemic, anyone interested can apply to host a safety day during this calendar year. And so if they're interested in maybe having something later on this summer, maybe something in conjunction with their fair or another event in their community, maybe they're looking in the fall and maybe wanting to have something at like a school event. We also have that new classroom delivery mode, which we can go right in the classroom. Those are so many opportunities, and they can do that right here in 2022. So I encourage folks, if they're interested, go to our website. We have an updated Get Involved section. So we can even match listeners up. Maybe they want to get involved with a safety day and they want to volunteer their time. They want to see what this is all about. We actually have a volunteer form where they can complete, and we can match them up with a safety day near them. Or if there's not one near them, maybe we can give them the tools they need to get one started in their community.
Jana, if folks want to learn more about safety days and everything that the Progressive Agriculture Foundation does, what's going to be the best way to do that?
Best way is to check us out again on the website. It's www.progressiveag.org. There you'll find our emails, our phone numbers to reach out to us. We love to talk to folks interested in learning more about the program, wanting to volunteer, wanting to coordinate. We're here to help you. So we'd love to hear from you.
Well, Jana, we appreciate the time as always, and thanks for joining us for our May safety message, and we'll look forward to talking to you again next month. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jesse.